is Craig Matthews, joined by head baseball coach Lonnie Cobble, as we are here to kick off the 2024 season. Coach, yesterday the Lone Star Conference poll released their poll and their players to watch. So we came in 11th out of 13, and then we also had Naut Crott and Hunter Jones as our players to watch. So just, Coach, what are your kind of initial thoughts based on the poll and just a little bit of info about our players to watch?
Well, I don't think it's any surprise they put us 11th to 13. We didn't have a very good year last year. In fact, it was the worst year I've ever had as a coach in high school and in college. We had some injuries, and everybody can say they had injuries, but, we had some injuries to 3 top line arms that were starters, and then we had a couple of relief guys go down. So it wasn't that we couldn't score runs, because we scored runs. We go to Eastern New Mexico and put up 52 runs in 4 games and don't win a game. So we really tried to shore up our pitching this year, but it didn't surprise us that we're 11th out of 13th. We've got some, we're going to have to prove to everybody that we're back, and so we'll just kind of play it game by game and see what happens.
Yeah, and you kind of mentioned that. We have that here on the script, just unreal amount of injuries, just even to start the season, before the season really and got its legs under. And then, like you said, everyone has adversity. I mean, every team can claim it, but just, how are y'all looking to bounce back and kind of make it, like you said, a little bit of a statement that we're back?
Well, one thing we did is we really went out and we put most of our money in pitching. That's going to win games. And so we tried to go out and get as much pitching as we could. And we're very pleased with the guys we have. It's probably the most pitching depth I've had since I've been here. I wouldn't say, frontline guys, because, we've had guys like Brandon Pierce, Kel Kosho, Chris Burgess, some of those guys that, were really dominant guys. And I don't know if we just have that one dominant guy like that, but overall, I think we're stronger from top to bottom. So we're hoping that helps. We went out and recruited a lot of good position guys that we think that can help us and fill those roles that we lost in the infield and in the outfield. We're probably opening day. We'll have 7 new guys on the field. So that's going to be, it's going to be exciting, because you want to see what you got, but yet it's a little bit, it makes you a little bit nervous too, because you don't know how guys are going to respond, because you really haven't seen some of these guys in a game yet.
Right. And you mentioned, so we're 7 new guys, so that'll be exciting for all of us just to get a look at. But as we talked about, like Naut and Hunter were the players to watch announced by the conference. So Naut obviously had a very strong start to the season last year.
Yeah.
And then Hunter just really kind of broke out. I know he hit 370, and I mean, you can't run on him.
No.
So, yeah.
No, I mean, Naut had a great year until the injury started happening. We had to start mixing his roll up a little bit, and then he ended up having a back injury and caused him to miss 2 or 3 weeks. And in fact, down the stretch, I think he threw maybe 3 innings in the last four series for us. But he's feeling better. He looks good. So we're asking now to kind of anchor that pitching staff for us and help us get going. And then on the flip side, Hunter Jones, our catcher, I think he led the conference and maybe the country in throwing out runners. The guy just has an absolute, hand cannon strapped to his side, but he can hit, he can throw, and we're looking to him too. Because we have a lot of new faces on the mound, he's going to have to really reach for that experience that he has and know these hitters to help these pitchers out, especially early.
Right. So we're excited. I just loved anytime he was running. I'm a Cardinal fan. I don't know if any of y'all need to know that, but just watching Yachty, no one was running on Yachty, so
Yeah.
It felt a little bit like that last year. Anytime someone took off, I was like, well, good luck. There's an out for us.
Yeah.
And so moving from them, so we also, Hank Hazelbetz had a great freshman campaign. We talked a little bit before we started recording this, Ethan Box, just a couple different guys coming back, and then so talk a little bit about them, and then obviously we're kind of breaking the roster in today too. So just a little bit about the new roster.
Yeah, Hank Heiselbetz, was a true freshman last year from Edmond North, and we didn't really play him and start him early. We kind of worked him in, and the guy just started hitting and just kept hitting and never quit. And so we're looking, for his experience, even though he's a sophomore, but he's a veteran sophomore that played in a lot of big games, and he hit. He never really looks overmatched. He's pretty even keeled, so he doesn't get too high with the highs and too low with the lows. He's just a really good, steady player. Ethan Box, is going to provide power in the middle of our lineup for us. And if we can get him, to cut down on a few strikeouts and, hit the ball the other way a little bit. But the guy's going to play a great defensive first base. He's going to DH some for us. And so, we're very excited about having those guys back. And then, like I said, we got a host of new guys that we're excited to see.
Yeah. So from those new guys, do you have any specific people or a couple of people you want to just highlight and tell us a little bit about?
Well, we have our whole outfield is brand new. One guy I kind of forgot, Justin Spencer. We moved Justin Spencer to first base, but he also is playing the outfield. So he's kind of our utility guy. So he'll play some outfield and some infield for us. Left-handed stick that's just been swinging it really well for us right now. But we have 4 outfielders that are all Division I transfer guys. And so we're excited to have those guys. Jonathan Bam is a kid that'll, play right field for us. He's very calm. He's got a calming presence. He doesn't ever look overmatched. He doesn't strike out a lot. So, we're reaching for his experience. He's a senior. Michael Buckley and Jaden Boyce are both guys that Buckley, played last year. Boyce didn't. He had a redshirt year. And so, we're looking for both those guys to come in the fall. They played great. They run well. So we're excited to have them. Colby Ferris is from Tarleton. His dad was actually a college baseball coach. And Colby's just a great player, runs really well also. So we're going to look for that outfield to kind of, because they're older, give us some experience and hopefully, like I said in the past, to give us a kind of a calming. That way we're not, when we go to Tyler this next week, the guys, I can feel it. They're getting amped up. They're ready to go play somebody else. And I'm worried that we may be too amped up. So we're going to ask those guys to help just kind of keep everybody more calm. Yeah. We have a shortstop, Reed Carroll, that's going to play, he'll play short. He'll play third. He could play some second. He can pitch. Just a really good player, steady player. Sloan Laird at third base is just a really, really good hitter. So, we feel good about what we're going to put out there. We just need to see it all come together. And it may take us a weekend. Tyler's ranked number 2 in the conference. They're always very good. And so we're going to know right kind of where we're at after this next week. Right. We could go up there and we could go 1-3 and, we could go 2-2. You're probably not going to sweep those guys at their place. They're just too good for that. And, Coach Porsche and those guys do a really good job with their guys. I think they have 17 Division I transfers on their roster. So, our work's going to be cut out for us going in there and trying to, if like I said, if we could get out of there 2-2, if somebody would give that to me right now, I'd take it without ever going, but right. I don't know if anybody's going to do that.
No doubt. So yeah, you mentioned we can break down the schedule a little bit. Opening in Tyler next weekend, it's crazy. We're already here. We're finally getting winter weather, and then also baseball season.
Well, that always happens. Yeah. When baseball season rolls around, like I said, on Christmas Day we could have been playing a game outside, right. And first day of practice, you start getting cold weather. Arctic fronts start moving in, and it's just. it's just crazy. I think that's the Lord's way of saying, hey, we might want to move the season back a little bit, you know.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe it's not meant to be played in the winter. But we'll give it our best go. So, yeah, you said starting off UT Tyler, number 2 in the conference. And then we get to take on
Fort Smith at home.
At home.
Yeah, that's always a fun series. You know, if Coach Holland does a good job with his guys, it's going to be the last time we play those guys probably for a while. They're moving to the MIAA. Yeah. So that's going to be fun. But, you know, like I said, Coach Holland always does a good job with his guys and has them ready to play.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to both those series. And then, of course, you know, we get to crosstown rival UCO after that. So we got a home and home with those guys. That'll be fun. And then, you know, from there, hopefully we'll kind of know our team a little bit more after those 3 weeks and kind of see where this thing takes us.
We're excited. I saw UCO's picked 5th in the MIAA, so that'll be a strong test. And then it's going to be a super fun opening weekend. I mean, obviously don't know the weather, but y'all are going to be here on the 8th. And so for that UFA series, and softball's going to be at home at the same time, hosting a tournament. So lots of high quality,
lots of fun action.
Going on as we're going to kick things off with the bang. So you have any kind of final thoughts or expectations as we head into it?
Well, you know, we need to get back in the conference tournament. We need to get back in that regional discussion somehow. And, you know, like I said, we're very excited about our team. We've got some starting pitching that we're very excited about. You know, Coach Lee hasn't really finalized some of those guys yet, but we're getting ready to do that by the end of the week. And so, you know, we're looking forward to it. You know, we'll just see what happens.
Awesome, and you just mentioned it, so let's show a little love to the staff. So, like, who we have this year just on staff, and kind of what are their roles? And
well, you know, we had Matt Shirer was kind of our go-to guy in the pen last year, but after the injuries, you know, there were weekends we started him, and we just asked him, can you give us 2 or 3 innings to help us get a lead? Yeah. And then in games 2, 3, and 4, he'd come in and try to close. So we really put Matt in a position that he shouldn't have been in. You know, he's not going to be starting games. He's a specialist, you know, a 1 2 inning relief specialist, and he's throwing, you know, 8 and 10 innings in a weekend, and that's just not. Yeah. He wasn't built for it, and so we're looking to get him back in the role that he's comfortable with. Andrew Alonso has really, we think, had a bounce back. You know, his first year here, he was unbelievable. His second year, he struggled, and he'll tell you that. And but the guy has just worked so hard, and he's just done everything we ask. And so we're excited. You know, he's back up 88, 90 and throwing like his old self. Yeah. And so we're looking, you know, forward to that. And then we brought some new guys in from junior college. We really went after junior college arms to try to help us. And, you know, we got a kid named Brooks Snyder. We've got a young man, Silas Cowgill, Ezra Gustafson, Kirchhoff, Tristan Copeland. Let's see, I'm trying to look here. The Norvell kid, Jack Siegel, Fowler, Sabala. We've got Hunter Phillips. These are all guys that, you know, had quality innings in their junior college. Yeah. And so some of them are kind of young, experience-wise. Like Silas, he's only been pitching for 2 years. Yeah. And but man, the guy looks good. Tristan Copeland's, you know, kind of a power arm, but, you know, we're working on some stuff with him. Brooks Snyder is the guy that we're really counting on to come in and give us some innings. So we're excited for those guys. We just, you know, we've seen them against our guys. Now we're ready to see them against somebody else.
No doubt. Well,
see where that happens.
We're going to get to do that here in a week. So
yes.
Good luck down there in Tyler, and we're excited to see you back up here on the weekend of the 8th.
Yeah,
for the UFA series.
We're ready to get going.
All right, Coach.
Thanks, Craig.